What advice do you have for newer aspiring product managers?
I would say one of the okay, so there was a couple lessons I learned early on in my product career so far, and these are kind of like the first 6 months, right? One thing that comes to mind is you're going to be sort of placed kind of squarely in a lot of ambiguity, and you're also going to be placed kind of squarely in what seems to be the the vantage point that can see all of the complexity at once. You know, all of the complexity from the user's needs, the business needs, the technical constraints. Um, if you're in an organization that has good communication, a lot of people will be aware of that, but you will be kind of squarely in it, right? So just just take a deep breath, be comfortable in the ambiguity, be comfortable not knowing the answer to everything, because oftentimes that will be impossible. Oftentimes your job is actually not to have the answer, but your job is to know what questions need to be asked and what answers need to be discovered. And that's an incredibly important role. So that's one thing. Another thing that comes to mind is this is a little bit more tactical, I would say. Um, when you're talking about a scope of work that you're building out with your team, right? And you're going around and telling all of your stakeholders what you're working on, what the scope is, what's going to be in it, and so on and so forth. Obviously, you want to do this. You want to do this a lot. But one thing that I made a mistake early in my career, and I wasn't doing this effectively, you also want to communicate what is not in scope, right? Because if I tell 5 different people, hey, we're going to build X, Y, and Z, they might hear X, Y, and Z, but they might hear X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C as well, because I didn't say we're not building A, B, and C, right? So if you're really clear about what you are doing and what you are not doing, it will help people be on the same page a little bit better. The third thing, this is the last one that comes to mind, is this is another mistake I made early in my career, but get everyone involved early, right? Um, you're going to be much more effective if you can facilitate good collaboration with a diverse group of stakeholders early on in whatever you're doing, whatever project you're doing, whatever scope of work you're assigned to. If you hold on to the scope too long in your own mind, right, and you kind of take it too far, you're going to have to do a bunch of rework, kind of trying to evangelize and get people on board and get people to buy in. But if you can start through collaboration, you're gaining people's buy-in, you're gaining your stakeholders buy-in from the first moment, and frankly, you will end up with a better solution because you'll have a much more diverse group of perspectives that are sort of defining the solution. So yeah, don't work alone, get everyone involved.